Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to link to an article that was sent to me by Gravy Train, for whom I appreciate the link. It was very useful. Thank you. And it deals essentially with how conservative Americans are reacting to the elections of November 6th. Things didn't go the way they wanted to. And many of the messages that they thought would be easily sold to the American public weren't. Especially if you look at the number of states that made referendums that granted marital equality and to all Americans, and were endorsing recreational drug use. These are not ethical and moral positions that a lot of conservatives endorsed, and yet they passed. There has been a sea change in America. These elections have shown that Americans have become significantly more progressive than conservatives had said they would be and wished they would be. Things have changed. And I believe this change was going on for quite a while, and it's been covered up by the fact that conservative pundits and mainstream media have been covering it up, doing everything they can to downplay the reality that when you start to look at what people do in the real world as opposed to what their political leaders say or their pundits say, there's a difference. That when you ask people specific questions about, do you think this policy should go this way or that way, Americans are very progressive. They don't couch it in that terms because the progressive political machine has been very effective at making those positive, progressive terms viewed in negative light. So people don't like to use them. They don't like to be associated with the words liberal or progressive, even though their beliefs are, in fact, liberal and progressive. And another thing I'd like to address today is something that I encounter on a regular basis here on YouTube. Okay, regular, daily is a better term to use. I encountered it just half an hour ago when I got a comment dealing with marital equality. And that is that all worldviews are not equal. They simply aren't. By the way, Mandarin's going to be joining us. When one worldview says that certain Americans, a minority, should be oppressed, should have their civil liberties removed or blocked or prevented, and one worldview says they should have civil liberties, human rights, that they should be able to exercise and enjoy the same rights and privileges that the majority enjoys. Those two worlds are not the same. They are not morally equivalent in any way, shape, or form. And I don't care how many times Fox News or some other conservative pundits tell you that those are equal worldviews, they are not. I am going to blatantly, flatly, and directly tell you that if you endorse civil liberties and human rights for all under the law, that view is superior to one that says no. We can discriminate against minorities simply because we are the majority and we have the power to do so. Progressive worldviews are simply superior to socially conservative worldviews. I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, and that's okay. Because all of the things that Americans hold dear, all the ideals they hold dear, are progressive ideals. Our founding fathers were progressives. Do you know what you call a conservative in the 18th century on the North American continent? A Tory. They allied themselves with the royal crown and not with freedom and liberty. Our leaders were progressive. And all the great gains we have made in America have been progressive ideals. All of the great gains we've made for worker rights, civil rights, sexual rights, speech rights, religious freedom rights, all of them have been progressive ideals. Social conservatives have held us back. And yes, I realize that this video has drifted off from where it started, and I apologize. Sometimes those things just happen. And I apologize if I piss anyone off, but that's just what it is. Progressive worldviews are superior to social conservative worldviews. There may be an argument for fiscal conservative worldviews, But those are as rare as hen teeth in politics in America today. There aren't a lot of fiscal conservatives left, and I don't know how they're going to divorce themselves from the social conservatives to get their message out, because that's what they're going to have to do. They have to separate themselves from the social conservatives that have hijacked conservative politics in America. I'm a liberal progressive. I'm in the same camp with some really wonderful and great thinkers. And I'm okay with that. I don't see the term liberal progressive as an insult. I see it as a badge of honor.